Friends, this story is very inspiring and informative. Please stay with us till the end. It is a story of ancient times. There was a huge banyan tree near a Shiva temple. An old pigeon and a blue-throated bird lived on the branches of that tree. Both of them used to sit there every day. They used to remain immersed in the devotion of Lord Bholanath with devotion, and from time to time used to discuss deep topics related to life. One day, as soon as the rays of the sun started falling down after filtering through the leaves of the banyan tree, the blue-throated bird asked a question to the old pigeon. He said, "Oh friend pigeon, tell me who is greater in this world, fate or intelligence?" The old pigeon smiled and said, "Friend, this question of yours is very interesting and thought-provoking. Its answer is not direct. But I will tell you a story, from which you will understand its answer yourself." Blue-throated nodded in agreement and said, "Okay, I am listening carefully." He started paying attention to the old pigeon's words with both ears. The old pigeon begins the story. Friends, it is a matter of very old times. Brahmaji's court was decorated. All the gods were seated in their respective places. Among them were also present Luck and Buddhi. While sitting in the court, both of them started arguing on some matter. Luck said, "The work that I can do, this intellect cannot do." Buddhi replied, "Don't be foolish. When I leave someone's side, then no matter how lucky that person is, he moves towards destruction. He does not achieve anything in life." Luck said, laughing, "Hey Buddhi, if I leave someone's side, then no matter how clever he is, his life is filled with misfortune and poverty. He can never be happy or prosperous." The debate between the two increased. They started belittling each other. Buddhi said, "I am the best. Without me, a man is just like a dead body." Fate said, "How can you be superior to me? Without my support, you cannot help anyone. I am the greatest." When Brahmaji saw both of them fighting, he thought, both of them are great and influential elements of the world. It is not right for them to fight like this. I will have to decide this. Brahmaji pacified both of them and asked, "What are you both fighting about?" Fate said, "Lord, when I leave a person, he cannot do anything. His life becomes miserable. He always lives in lack and sorrow." Intellect objected, "No, Lord Brahma. This fate is lying. When I leave a person, no matter how lucky he is, he cannot even take a decision. A person without wisdom is like a dead person, even when he is alive." Brahmaji listened to both of them carefully and then said seriously, "This decision can be taken only through a test." He said, "Bhagyadev and Buddhi Devi, take a test in the mortal world and prove who is the best among you two." Friends, then he showed the mortal world to both of them and said, "Look, in this forest, a poor old woman lives in a broken hut with her 20-year-old only son. They have neither food nor clothes. Now both of you use your powers on this young man. If any one of you makes him an emperor, then he will be considered the best." Bhagya said confidently, "Prabhu, this task is very easy." Buddhi immediately said, "This is not easy. Unless I support him, you cannot make him a king." Bhagya said proudly, "Buddhi, you don't know. If I support someone, I can make him not only a king but also a great emperor." Buddhi smiled and said, "Then it is okay. Let both of us use our respective powers on this young man. This will decide who is the best among us. The one who wins will be considered the supreme in the universe." Then Bhagya requested Brahmaji, "Prabhu, please allow me. I want to influence this young man. Allow me to go into the world so that I can make him an emperor." Brahmaji nodded in agreement and said, "Okay, go." Then Buddhi said, "Prabhu, I am leaving this young man here right now." Hearing this, Bhagya said, "Okay, Buddhi, you leave him right now and return to Brahmaloka." Buddhi warned, "Bhagya, be careful while making this young man an emperor. You should not bring him to the door of death. He should remain alive." Luck laughed and said, "Buddhi, you just keep watching from a distance. Today your defeat is certain, because I have more power than you." Buddhi said, "Then see what happens in my absence. I am leaving this young man right now." Saying this, Buddhi went away. As soon as Buddhi left the young man, his mind and intelligence were destroyed. Friends, now he could neither think nor understand. He started behaving like a maddened fool. His life was now only that of a shepherd. He would go to the forest with his 3 goats, cut the leaves of the trees and graze them. He had a mud hut, and his old mother lived in it, whose intelligence had also ended now. Bhagya looked at him from above and thought, now I am accompanying him. My aim is to make him an emperor. Bhagya thought that the first step should be taken small. He placed a beautiful shining gold shoe on the path of the forest. When the young man went to the forest to graze the goats, he saw those shoes. But he could not recognize that they were made of gold. He just thought, oh, these shoes are fine, they will be useful to wear. Now the thorns will not prick me. He wore those shoes and returned home. Now he would go to the forest wearing them every day, graze the goats and bring leaves to feed the goats. Days kept passing like this. Bhagya was constantly trying, but there was no change in the young man's life. Bhagya was surprised. I am supporting him completely, yet he is neither becoming a king nor an emperor. He is beginning to look like a fool to me. What Buddhi said started appearing true. Buddhi, who was watching all this from Brahmaloka, said laughingly, Bhagya, have you still not understood? When I leave someone's side, then no matter how many opportunities a person is surrounded with, he is unable to understand their value. Bhagya said in irritation, okay, now see, I will try even harder. I don't give up. Friends, there was another country near that kingdom where King Chandrasen ruled. There was a merchant in his kingdom who used to trade in different countries by loading goods on camels. One day, that merchant was passing through the same forest with camels loaded with brass where that young man was grazing his goats. As soon as the merchant's eyes fell on the young man's feet, he was shocked. Hey, these are shoes of gold, and he is roaming around wearing them like normal clothes. He got down from the camel and said to the young man, Brother, where did you get these shoes from? The young man said innocently, I found these shoes lying in the forest. I needed shoes to wear on my feet, so I wore them. The merchant asked in surprise, Will you sell them? The young man said, Yes, why not? It has been a long time since I have worn them. They are neither torn nor worn. The merchant said, Give it to me. Take whatever price you want. The young man said simply, I only want 1 mond of grain, so that I and my mother do not die of hunger. The merchant was very happy in his heart and said, Okay, take this 1 mond of grain and give me the shoes. The young man gave those precious gold shoes for just 1 mond of grain. The merchant left happily from there. Friends, then Buddhi started saying to Bhagya, Bhagya, can't you see? Your shoes were sold for 1 mond of grain. Can't you understand? These golden shoes of yours are going in exchange for only 1 mond of flour. Bhagya heard Buddhi's words and said smilingly, Buddhi, don't you worry. Whoever I am with, no one can stop him from becoming a king. I will make this person a great emperor. Buddhi said, laughing sarcastically, Bhagya, you cannot do anything without me. See to it, you will definitely kill him. This poor man should not die before becoming a king. Bhagya said in a serious tone, Buddhi, what are you saying? Now see what I do. Saying this, Bhagya again reached that person. This time he placed the second pair of golden shoes which were studded with gold, silver and diamonds on the same forest path, from where the shepherd used to graze the goats to collect leaves. When the shepherd found the second pair of golden shoes again, he became very happy. On the other hand, the merchant, who had taken the first pair of golden shoes, was very happy. While walking, a thought came to his mind. Why should I not present these shoes to my king? If the king is pleased, then perhaps he will give a big reward. Thinking this, the merchant went straight to the palace of Maharaj Chandrasen. Going to the royal court, he presented those golden shoes to the king and said, Maharaj, I have brought these golden shoes especially for you. Such wonderful shoes do not suit anyone else, only our Maharaj. When King Chandrasen saw those shoes, he became mesmerized, as if some divine object had appeared before them, as if Vishwakarma himself had created them. The king was happy and said to his minister, Give this merchant 15,000 gold coins as a reward. After getting the king's order, the merchant got 15,000 gold coins. He was very happy to get such a big reward and started thinking of expanding his business further. After a few days, he again loaded brass on his camels and went out for business. While passing through the forest, he met the same shepherd again. As soon as his eyes fell on the shepherd's feet, he was shocked. What is this? He has golden shoes again. Where does this boy get them from? The merchant got down from the camel and went to him and said, "Brother, would you like to sell these shoes too?" It was as if the shepherd's wish had been fulfilled. He said, "Yes, yes, I will definitely sell them, but this time you will have to give me a sack of gram in return." The merchant said happily, "Okay, I will give you a sack of gram." But the shepherd said again, "But the gram should be roasted." The merchant agreed to this too. He gave a sack of roasted gram and moved ahead with the second pair of golden shoes. Now this thought started coming in his mind. "The first time I gave the golden shoes to the king, he gave me 15,000 gold coins as a reward. This time the shoes are even more beautiful. Maybe the king will give a bigger reward this time." Then what? He went straight to the court of King Chandrasen and bowed down and said, "Maharaj, every time I bring some wonderful thing for you. Please accept my gift this time too." When the king saw the shoes, he was astonished. "Oh, these are even more beautiful than the previous shoes. Tell me, merchant, where do you get these shoes from?" Now the merchant was trapped. He got scared, but then he thought, "If I tell the truth that I got these shoes from a shepherd, the king might punish me." So he lied. "Maharaj, there is an emperor in the south. I trade in brass there. He gave me these shoes as a reward. Twice he gave me golden shoes, and both times I presented them to you." The king asked, "Does that emperor have a son?" The merchant fabricated another lie. "No, Maharaj, that emperor is still unmarried. He is not married." Hearing this, King Chandrasen smiled and said, "Our daughter is very beautiful. You go and meet that emperor and ask, will he want to marry our daughter?" Hearing this, the merchant was shocked. "Now I am trapped. I am entangled in the web that I had woven with lies. These shoes did not belong to any emperor, but to an ordinary shepherd. Now what should I answer to the king? I hope he doesn't get me beheaded." The king ordered the merchant, "Merchant, go to that emperor and get him ready by any means, so that he marries my daughter." Now the merchant fell into deep thought. After returning from the royal court, he went straight to his home. After reaching there, he again loaded brass on the camels and set out to do business. When he reached the same forest again, a storm of thoughts arose in his mind. If I had not met this shepherd that day, I would not have got the golden shoes, and I would not have given those shoes to the king. Then I would not have lied, and would not have become a victim of the king's anger. All this happened because of that shepherd. If I had not met him, I would not have been caught in this dilemma. He has trapped me badly." Thinking this, the merchant again reached the shepherd's hut. The shepherd, who was already very happy to see him, said, "Come, merchant ji, you are welcome." He knew that this merchant used to arrange for his food and drink. Sometimes he used to give him grains, sometimes gram. He used to sell his shoes also. His survival depended on this. The merchant stopped there. He took down the brass sacks from his camels and kept them aside, and then started talking to the shepherd. At this time, luck was with the shepherd. While talking, the shepherd sat on a brass sack. As soon as he sat, all the sacks started shining, all the brass in them turned into gold. The shine of gold spread all around. Seeing this scene, the merchant's eyes were wide open. Now he was completely convinced that this person was not ordinary either. He was a perfect magician or a specially blessed devotee of God. Now the merchant got further entangled in the web of lies he had spoken. A thought came to his mind. I have no shortage of money. Why don't I declare this shepherd as the emperor? I will build a grand fort here in the forest, make him the king and myself become his minister. I will buy land from the surrounding landlords. Then after a month or two, I will go to the king and say this is the emperor. Seeing the merchant's plan, Destiny said to Buddhi, "Just wait and watch, Buddhi. Now this merchant will make this shepherd an emperor." Buddhi said worriedly, "It may happen that this fool dies before becoming an emperor. He has no intelligence left." Destiny laughed and said, "Buddhi, don't be so proud. He will definitely become an emperor." The merchant now said to the shepherd, "Shepherd, I want to make you the emperor here. I will also build a grand palace for you." Buddhi was now supporting the merchant, but had left the shepherd and his mother. The shepherd said, "Brother, do whatever you think is right. Just one thing, don't leave these goats of mine. I can never leave them." Hearing this from the shepherd, the merchant started thinking, "How foolish he is. I am making him a king and he is worried about the goats." Still he said, "Okay, whatever you wish." The fear of the king was still in the merchant's mind. He remembered that the king had said that the emperor had to be brought ready for the princess's marriage. Still he ignored the shepherd and laid the foundation of the fort. In a short time, a grand and beautiful palace was built. He bought land from the nearby landlords and also raised a small army. Servants, and slaves were also kept. Seeing all this, the foolish shepherd started thinking to himself, "I wonder where this merchant came from. He has ruined my life. Now I don't even get time to graze my goats. He is always busy talking." The shepherd still went to the forest every day to graze his goats and then returned. The merchant got royal clothes made for him, placed a crown on his head, but the shepherd still remained the same. He said, "Do whatever you want, but my goats should not go anywhere. If my goats go away, I will not leave you alive. You have gathered such a crowd, you have ruined our lives." The merchant said, "Hey shepherd, I have made you a king. Now I will become your minister." But the shepherd was not able to understand anything. Friends, now fate started saying to intelligence, "Buddy, look, I have made this shepherd a king. Now he has become the owner of a fort." Intellect said smilingly, "Hey fate, why are you lying? All the gods sitting here will decide whether you have made him a king or not, or he is still the same ordinary shepherd." Then Brahmadev said, "Bhagya, there has been no change in this shepherd till now. He is still the same naive, innocent, illiterate shepherd. You have not won yet." Now Buddhi started saying, "Brahmadev, this will not happen, because until I do not support this shepherd, he will neither be able to become a king nor will he be able to live. He will do foolish things and will be killed." But Bhagya said, "Buddhi, I will support him. Then you will not be able to do anything. You just sit and watch the show." Now Bhagya again comes to that shepherd. Here, what did the merchant do? He also sold the 3 goats of that shepherd. When that shepherd came to know about this, he started shouting loudly, started crying. When his soldiers, courtiers, and other people saw that the king is crying, shouting like this, then everyone thought that maybe the king has gone mad. Now the merchant explained to the shepherd, "Why are you doing this? These were just 3 goats. I will get you hundreds of goats." Hearing this from the merchant, the shepherd calmed down. Then he started insisting on the merchant, "Come on, buy me goats today itself." The merchant said laughingly, "Now you have become an emperor. Don't talk like a child. I will get you married. Come on, ask your mother, the daughter of our kingdom's king. Chandrasen is very beautiful. I will get her married to you." But that shepherd had no sense at all. He started saying to the merchant, "Will you get me married?" His mother also said angrily, "What will marriage do now? You have ruined our lives. Where we used to live peacefully, graze our goats, and now you have brought us into the crowd." Now the merchant started thinking, "These mother and son are crazy. What should I do now?" On the other hand, he also started fearing King Chandrasen, that now I will have to help him. 6 months passed. The merchant reached his country and went to meet King Chandrasen. He said to the king, "Maharaj, now send your barber and pandit. I have convinced the emperor he is ready to marry your daughter." King Chandrasen called his barber and Brahmin and sent them with the merchant. The merchant took them to the shepherd's palace. He dressed the shepherd in royal clothes. The shepherd was surprised and said, "What are you doing? Do marriages take place like this anywhere?" The merchant said strictly, "Now do not speak a single word, otherwise Maharaj Chandrasen will hang both you and me. Now keep quiet." Hearing the word hanging, the shepherd got scared and agreed to his words. Now the barber and Brahmin get him engaged, decide the date of marriage after seeing the auspicious time, and return. When King Chandrasen asked them, "How is the emperor?" they said, "Maharaj, he is a very influential, wealthy and serious king. His treasury is full of gold." Hearing this, King Chandrasen became happy. Now he also started preparations for the marriage. Slowly the day of marriage came. The merchant decorated the shepherd well, made him the groom, seated him in the chariot, and set out with the wedding procession. Here Bhagya said to Buddhi, "Look Buddhi, now I am getting this shepherd married to the daughter of a king." Buddhi smiled. "Bhagya, just wait and watch. You have just plotted his death. You yourself will regret what you have done. This shepherd is now completely trapped in your trap. You are talking about making him a king? Wait and watch, because of you this shepherd will lose his life." Bhagya said, "Buddhi, when I am supporting him, why are you getting worried? Just wait and watch what I do." After traveling for a few days, the shepherd's wedding procession reaches the palace of King Chandrasen. When the king saw that the wedding procession had arrived, he, along with his ministers and soldiers carrying lots of gifts, headed towards the city gate to welcome the procession. On the other hand, when the shepherd saw that a king with an army was coming towards him with a sword and shield, he got very frightened. He immediately jumped from his chariot and started running. Seeing him running, the merchant was stunned. He shouted, "Oh God, he will surely get me killed." He also jumped from the chariot and caught the running shepherd. The merchant said, "Hey, the king will kill you as well as me. Why are you running like this?" The shepherd tremblingly said, "Okay, I will not run away, but you will have to stay with me all the time." The merchant agreed. Then the shepherd came back with him and said, "This king is coming with a sword. What if he kills us?" The merchant smiled. "Don't worry, he won't say anything to you. You are going to get married. You will get the bride. Don't be afraid." Hearing this, the shepherd calmed down a little and sat back on the chariot. When King Chandrasen saw the shepherd, he was surprised. He was really a very handsome, radiant, and attractive young man. The king gave a grand welcome to the wedding procession. The merchant was walking with the shepherd at every step. When the time came to go to the mandap, the merchant was in a dilemma. What should I do now? I will have to go there with him too. He quietly went and sat in a corner of the mandap. King Chandrasen was annoyed by this. He said, "Merchant, why do you stay with him everywhere?" The merchant immediately said, "Maharaj, I am his minister. He has appointed me as his chief advisor." King Chandrasen married his daughter to the same shepherd. The wedding was celebrated with great pomp. After this, the king handed over a part of his palace to his son-in-law. Because the king had no son, he wanted his son-in-law to inherit the throne. Now the merchant was given a separate room. The merchant was filled with fear. What if this fool reveals all my secrets? But the shepherd was very happy. Buddhi smiled. Bhagya said, Look, Buddhi, I have got him married to a princess. Now he is going to become an emperor." Buddhi laughed. "Oh, Bhagya, why are you acting foolish? Don't you know that he doesn't even know what our king is, what marriage is? He doesn't know anything, and you are making him an emperor?" Bhagya was shocked. "What do you want to say?" Buddhi said, "I am telling the truth. He died the moment I left him. A person without wisdom is like a dead person anyway. Now his death is near. He will be killed. Bhagya, if you can save him, then save him." Bhagya said in anger, "Why should he die? He is married. Now he will live here comfortably, then he will become the king." According to the tradition of the royal family, the princess dressed up as a bride, adorned with jewels, reached her husband's room with dinner on a plate. When the shepherd saw the girl so well dressed, laden with gold ornaments, his soul trembled. He remembered the story told by his grandmother, in which a demoness, dressed as a beautiful woman, adorned with jewels, used to come and eat men. He got scared. It came to his mind, this is some demoness who has come to eat me. He had heard in his childhood that demonesses drink the blood of men by assuming beautiful forms. He muttered, "It is better that I run away from here than die." He got up quickly, and pushing the princess down, ran out screaming. While running, he reached the bank of the river and jumped into the water. But when he felt the fear of death there too, he came out of the water and sat on the riverbank. Here there was chaos in the palace. The princess was crying, insulted. King Chandrasen was furious. He ordered the soldiers, "Find him and bring him in front of me immediately." The soldiers went out and caught the shepherd sitting on the riverbank. The king saw him and roared in anger, "He has insulted my daughter." The king gave a strict order. "This fool will be given the death penalty tomorrow morning. Put him in prison." Bhagya was watching all this with his own eyes. He was beating his head and thinking, he turned out to be a complete fool. The fool ruined my entire plan. At the same time, Buddhi came to him smiling. Buddhi said, "Finally you have lost. You see, right? Even after you made a lakh kings, he could not become a king. Now this man is going to be punished." Buddhi said sarcastically, "See, Bhagya, without Buddhi he is going to be killed. Now tell me, what do you say?" Bhagya, disappointed, said, "If you save this man, I will accept defeat." Buddhi laughed and said, "All right, now see my magic. See how I save him." Saying this, Buddhi entered the shepherd. As soon as Buddhi entered the shepherd, he started thinking of new tricks to save himself. The next day, when he was brought to the king's court for the death penalty, he said, "Maharaj, you are my father-in-law. May I ask you a question? Please tell me, for what crime are you going to give me the death penalty? The king said, You have insulted me greatly by insulting my daughter. You will be punished for this. The shepherd said, O king, it is a belief in my clan that if on the first night after marriage someone drowns in a river and dies in the knowledge of the bride and groom, then the bride either remains a widow or childless. When your daughter came into the room, the voice of save me, came to my ears from the direction of the river. I could not stop myself and immediately ran to save the drowning person. If this is my crime, then you must punish me. The king was very happy to hear the shepherd's words. He immediately got up and hugged the shepherd. The king said, After us, you will become the king of this country. The daughter felt ashamed and apologized for her rude behavior, and then all three happily went inside the palace. Meanwhile, in Brahma's court, the decision of wisdom and fate had been made. All the gods started proclaiming victory to wisdom. He said, Fate, you cannot do anything if wisdom is not with you. One who is not supported by wisdom cannot do anything. Buddhi smiled and looked at Bhagya. Bhagya bowed her head and said, I accept my defeat. You are really greater than me. In this way, Nilkanth also got the answer to his question. And then, the old pigeon and Nilkanth left for the forest in search of food. Dear friends, if this message has touched your heart, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Your every like and share gives us energy to bring more inspirational stories. While going, you also say, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Krishna.